This is our top story on ABC News Breakfast. Two packed commuter trains have collided head-on in Belgium, killing at least 18 people. Eyewitnesses speak of a scene of devastation, with paramedics performing on-the-spot operations.
The crash happened in rush hour 10 miles south of Brussels in the town of Bozingen. It's not yet clear how both trains were on the same track. The BBC's Gavin Hewitt reports.
It had been commuter time, 8:30 on a raw, cold Monday morning. Two local trains collided head-on with 200 to 300 people on board, 9 miles southwest of Brussels.
I saw, a carnage. There was just two trains that had hit each other, and one had gone over the top of the other one.
It's a shock that seemed to last an eternity. It's dreadful. There are no other words. Actually, it's like you are living a nightmare.
The accident was sudden and violent. Passengers spoke of carriages being flipped on their side.
The train went off the tracks. We found ourselves upside down. It's tough, it's shocking. I thought I would die.
Early rescue workers carried away the wounded along the tracks. At least 50 were injured, 10 of them seriously. The task of emergency workers has been made more difficult because there is a carriage on its side, blocking access to a crumpled compartment. Some of the injured were trapped in freezing conditions for hours.
It's an awful disaster. We don't do ranking of disasters, but it's a very sad day because we have people dead on that train, both colleagues and passengers. So it's a very, very sad day.
Even now, it's unclear exactly how many people died and whether others are lying under the tangled metal. This gives you an idea of the force of the impact, with some of the carriages completely crushed or, like here, forced up into the air. It was a head-on collision, and investigators are already looking into whether one of the trains went through a red signal. There was severe damage to overhead cables. The Eurostar from London to Brussels was cancelled. It uses the same route, although a different track. The conditions today were snowy, bitingly cold. Investigators are already here. They need to know if a red signal was passed, how it happened, and why there were no warnings.
For the latest on that crash, we're now joined on the phone by Belgian government spokesman Bart Ouvray. Bart Ouvray, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. What's the latest at the crash site there? Are rescue workers still pulling people out of that crash site? Bart Ouvray, can you hear me? No, I think we have a problem with that line. That was supposed to be Bart Ouvray, who was going to be speaking to us there from the Belgian government. He's the Belgian government spokesman. So we'll try and get him back up just as soon as we can, and we'll check out the latest for you. The latest that we hear, though, is that at least 18 people have been killed in that crash.